You want to get on a film set. Maybe you've been trying for a little while and just been met with the fact that you don't know anyone in the industry, and this is a networking business. But how do you even network if you don't know anyone? It feels like a giant circle where you can't meet someone unless you know someone, unless you know someone. So what do you do? Well, no need to worry, because we all start somewhere. In this video, I'm going to take you through how to get on your first sets in 2023. If you want to see a part 2 to this video where I go into how to make connections on set, let me know down in the comments. Like this video, subscribe for more filmmaking videos, and let's get into the video. Part 1 is your mindset. One of the major things when you're trying to get into this industry is your mindset. It's plain and simple. You need to believe in your bones that this is where you want to be. Is there some guiding light of a thing you want to do? Some project that's like, this is where I need to get to? Or do you just love being on set? Maybe both. I think for me it's both. You don't need to be like dancing on set, but you need to exude that kind of energy where you just feel bubbly on set and people want to be around you. I know when I got onto my first set, I honestly didn't want to leave. It was a 2-day music video shoot and I was just having so much fun, and everybody there was just amazing. And I didn't want to go. I was like, is it over? When's the next one? I want to be back here tomorrow, which is, it's such a good feeling. And the energy that is on set, everybody just feels like they want to be there. And you want to exude that same kind of energy. I mean, sure, my feet were cold and I was kind of running on sugar, but that's set for you. And being there around passionate people making movie magic is just the best feeling. Starting at the bottom is something that's going to happen. It happens to all of us. Being a production assistant is very difficult, but it's also a lot of fun. I think you have to approach it as just another adventure. It's something that everybody goes through. It's kind of, I guess you can see it as a kind of hazing ritual where it's like, if you're not a good production assistant, you're not going to be a great director or whatever else you want to be. It really shows how much of a team player you are. And it shows, as I said, your energy. And being a good production assistant is so valuable, and people will notice. Once you move on to bigger union shoots, you may be working with bigger names, but most likely you'll still be working as a production assistant. You'll just be paid more, which is always nice. And you may actually have less responsibilities because it's a bigger set, it has more PAs, each of them have very specific things to do. So yeah, you just want to constantly be on the lookout for things to do.
What's a PA? I think they're kind of like slaves.
In the past, production assistants have been seen as like the production slaves or just like disposable, which I guess in some ways is true. You aren't really subject to one boss. You're really at the beck and call of anyone on set. I've had anyone and everyone telling me to do stuff. Mainly for me, it's been on set, it's been people in the camera department, and I've been helping in all different parts of production. So it's really where you can get a sense of what you like if you're just getting into the industry. And it's really just where you can get a taste for all different parts, all different departments of a film shoot. You could be working in the art department one day, you could be helping them out, or the next day you can be helping with catering. Next day you could be with the camera department. It really depends on what they need on that day for that shot list or whatever shots they're doing. It doesn't, you can never really know who's going to need your help, and you just have to be on alert of what is happening. You are simply another pair of hands on set to help anyone and everyone with anything they need. When you're looking for work as a production assistant, you want to give off the kind of energy that you just want to learn. Because, as I said, production assistants can help with anything and everything. So you want to give off the energy where you're just happy to be there. You're like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Well, you're just lucky to be here, aren't you?
You just found that golden ticket and got into this set and are just so happy, and you're just gonna ride this train for whatever it's worth. Don't be like those other PAs that are spoiled or resent being a PA. They're like, I'm better than this because I went to film school. I can admit to that. But don't go talking about your other projects, or if you directed something, it's like, oh, I shouldn't be here because I've directed this short film. There are people on set that are like well-known people. I've looked up some of the people I worked with on a music video. They have giant IMDb credits, and I'm like, what were you doing on this shoot? Like, you worked on these giant things. They're like, I just go where the work is, and I'm just having a good time. And yeah, it's like, it's not, there's a certain amount of ego in the film industry, but once you get to a certain point, it seems like it just fades away, and people are just happy to be on set. It's where they want to be. And so you want to really absorb their energy and emit it again, right back to them, because everybody's just happy to be there. I can speak from experience that if you do a good job as a PA, people will want to help you. On my first set, I was a PA on a music video, and the DOP for this music video asked me, within the first few hours of being on set, he asked me what my aspirations were in the film industry. And I told him that I'm working as a PA right now, and I want to, in the future, be a script supervisor and then a writer-director for television. And after working with him for that whole shoot and one more after it, actually, I think it was on the second day of that shoot that he mentioned his friend to me, who is a very experienced script supervisor in the industry, and suggested that I reach out to her and get some information, possibly shadow her on set. And later on, I met up with her, and she gave me all this information about being a script supervisor on big network shows, and opened my eyes to all the intricacies of being a script supervisor on set, and I never would have known about all of this without talking to him and really developing that relationship, which has really helped me since. Let's go back to actually finding the jobs. To do this, you're going to be using a dinosaur of social media, our good old friend, Facebook. As far as I know, there are groups for productions in, I think, every major city, maybe even minor cities. There's film production everywhere these days. So you're going to go on Facebook, type into that little search bar your city and film production, or film or production assistant. You can try any combination you want, and it'll come up with a list of groups. And you're going to join every single one of them. You can scour those groups and just apply to anything and everything. You can be a PA, you can be background, you can just get on as many sets as humanly possible and meet as many people as possible. This is not to say you should like go out of your way and like butt into conversations when you're on set, but just do your job and people will take interest. Getting these jobs is really a case of emailing people and just giving off excitement and just offering to help. There's nothing worse than people being like, help me. And especially when you're starting at the bottom, you want to give off the impression of, I want to help you. What can I do to help you? Because then they're going to go, oh, this person just wants to help. So even if they don't give you a job right now, they're probably going to put your resume or your email or something, they're going to put it aside and say, maybe on my next production, I'll get in touch with them. And they seem really nice and they'll probably be good for our overall team. In your emails, you want to include that you have good shoes, you have good weather appropriate clothing, you know how to dress on set. The normal attire is very black, so not very many colors, not really like what I'm wearing right now. I have literally a black hoodie in my closet that I pretty much reserve for on-set work, and a rain jacket that's also black with some yellow, so I can stand out a little bit. Yeah, so you want like good sneakers, you want preferably like waterproof sneakers, depending on where you are. I'm in Vancouver, so waterproof shoes is very important. Yeah, for me, a raincoat and a jacket. So that's kind of the attire. And you want to include if you have a driver's license, and your email, if you have a business email, and your phone number. The last part is something that I am currently struggling with, and that is the hustle. This is a freelance business, and I just spent the morning searching for jobs on Facebook, and strangely was looking through a group on Facebook for jobs in Canada, and most of the jobs were posted for my hometown of Toronto and like nothing in Vancouver. And I was like, what is happening? Why is everything suddenly in Toronto? And it's strange because, yeah, I moved from Toronto to Vancouver, but Vancouver seems to slow down more than Toronto. And I'm just gonna have to wait it out and keep checking, keep applying for the ones that do show up, because that's all you can do. Take whatever jobs you can get, and they'll give you connections, they'll give you experience, they'll give you stories sometimes. Sure, you may need a day job to sustain yourself, but you can still work on sets on the weekends, or find a job that's flexible with days off so that you can say, I'm gonna be on set for these days, can I get them off? And work that out, I guess, with your boss beforehand so that they know that that's a possibility. And just be active in your search. Look on Facebook groups like every day. Spend probably about half an hour to an hour looking on those groups and emailing the people who post them so that they know that you want to do it, and see what happens. And just get your name out there. That's all from me today. My heating is actually just coming on, so if the audio gets weird, that's why. Yeah, so give this video a like if you enjoyed it, if it helped you at all. Leave a comment down below if you want a part 2 where I talk about making connections in the film industry. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video, and until then, keep creating.